Staying with the Times, Leo, fewer targets would improve the NHS, maybe get rid of dartballs altogether, in fact. I don't know.
Yeah. So the NHS should slash the number of targets it sets to leave no more than 10 national priorities. I don't know how many they've got at the moment, but this is a government-ordered review, and they're saying, I mean, I've heard this said about the NHS, there's so much form filling and so much box ticking to make sure, so much of it is replicated across different forms to show that they're hitting all these, you know, they've done these particular things and referred people to particular pathways and stuff. So they're saying a few targets will concentrate the minds of GPs and other people in the NHS on you know, more important things to be more effective. And excessive focus on targets actually leads to gaming, where people, you know, do things to hit the targets, but they're not really doing the things that need to be done.
Like teaching to the test in school, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're kind of going, we just want you to get through exams. It doesn't matter if you walk out the door having learnt nothing of any value.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like that, but with heart surgery.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It feels right to me instinctively. It's probably the single most complex organism in the country, if not the world, isn't it, the NHS?
Yeah. And this issue, it's a tricky one to balance, because you don't want no checks.
No.
Otherwise, how will we know if it's doing well or not? But of course, there's a scale problem. The more paperwork you need, that is an amount of time you're taking someone away from doing something else. Plus, also, the paperwork must take the majors. Because do you remember when there was the virus attack on the NHS that locked all that data?
Yeah.
And the reason they managed to hack them is because they were still using Windows XP.
Yeah. Right.
Those machines must be taking half an hour to warm. So that's wasted time.
I've been in the GP recently, as you know, because I've had gout, everyone. I've had gout. And it is quite... I mean, I would give full credit to my GPs. They've been great. The surgery is sometimes a bit slow. Obviously, there's long queues waiting on the phone and all that, but that's not any one individual's fault. But you do get the sense even there that they are, you know, the administrative, you know, they kind of just waiting for a screen to load.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It's crazy.
I think we need to introduce more competition to the NHS.
Well,
like maybe not privatise it completely, but certainly if people could choose surgeries and then, you know, they can go to the good ones and then the good ones get more money and get more funding from the government.
There is, I mean, people have talked about tokens for education before now, where everyone gets $3 or $4 grand a year per child, and then you can choose which school to spend that in, and that some of them will cover it. You know, I think that's going to happen with health if they're not careful, because the worst case scenario is that all the well-off people, you know, flee. The private sector just expands, and the less well-off are just left with an absolute, you know.
Sounds like a good system.
Yeah,
it is, at the moment. I love the fact that you can leave a Google review for your GP. So,
TripAdvisor.
yeah.